Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new video today. Today I want to talk about, obviously, Honda's departure from Formula 1 and Honda's decision to quit Formula 1 and to analyse what this means now for the future for Red Bull Racing and where they should go. Now, obviously, Honda have decided for the second time in Formula 1's history to pull out of Formula 1. The last time they made such a decision was back in 2008, obviously, or 2008, I said that a bit wrongly, 2008. And then they re-entered Formula 1 with McLaren, obviously, back in 2015. Now, obviously, they entered Formula 1 back in 2015 in the bid to obviously reproduce that glorious magic relationship they had back in the late 80s and early 90s when Honda and McLaren and Honda were winning so much on a regular basis. That was the goal for McLaren and Honda. And, you know, the V6 turbo hybrid era made perfect sense for Honda to return, really, back into Formula 1 due to the fact, you know, McLaren and Honda had so much success in the previous turbo hybrid era, or in the previous turbo era, at least. And obviously, Honda coming back into Formula 1 just made perfect sense. However, for McLaren, it just didn't work out, and for Honda, it didn't work out. So, what they aimed and achieved what they aimed to reproduce sadly didn't get reproduced. However, Red Bull decided in 2018 that they would join forces with Honda, who had supplied the sister team Toro Rosso engines during the 2018 season. They decided that they would, Red Bull Racing, join Honda in becoming an engine team for Honda Racing. And obviously, so far to the date, Red Bull and Honda have achieved 4 wins, and that's 4 more than what obviously McLaren achieved, and several podiums plus 1 pole position. And the relationship between Red Bull and Honda has been, I would describe it, certainly as a spectator, a good one that has finally succeeded. And I'm really pleased because, you know, I was quite skeptical of Honda and Red Bull partnership at first. In fact, I was so skeptical of the relationship. In the first season, I actually thought Red Bull would finish probably 6th or something with Honda, because I was not really sure the progress they made during that season was good enough to warrant, you know, joining Red Bull, if that makes sense. I really thought that they were not going to achieve what they were aiming to achieve. But I'm glad Honda proved me wrong. I'm glad Red Bull and Honda proved me wrong. But Red Bull have been obviously informed by Honda of their intention to leave Formula 1. And obviously, bearing that now in mind, I want to sort of look at what are Red Bull's options. So, obviously, Red Bull have, right now, 3 current Formula 1 manufactured teams who can probably come into Formula 1, who can supply, Red Bull in Formula 1 a engine for the 2022 season. Or they could try and look outside Formula 1. However, the thing is there any teams that would really want to come into Formula 1 right now? Any engine manufacturers that want to come into Formula 1 right now, make that partnership with, let's say, Red Bull, and, you know, then hope for the best. I don't think right now would be the right time to reintroduce a engine team into Formula 1 at this present moment, due to the fact, you know, there'll be a lot of catch-up to do. You know, I really think that would be the wrong way to go for Red Bull. So therefore, I think Red Bull are really stuck with the choice of Mercedes, Ferrari, and Renault. And personally, which one do I think they should go with? Personally, I think, well, they shouldn't go with Ferrari because, you know, just look at Ferrari's current season. You know, okay, if there's any one team on the grid that can turn it around, it is Ferrari. But I'm sorry to say here, folks, Ferrari are way too far behind now Mercedes in terms of the engine. certainly for the short term, to really challenge, or to have a competitive engine in the back of any car. And then Mercedes, again, I just think it shouldn't be Mercedes because Mercedes, whilst they have the best engine on the grid, I accept that, but what they don't have is necessarily going to be willing to give Red Bull a good contract. Because, when you have the best engine on the grid, let's be honest, would you give the best thing for cheap? Of course not. It's going to cost Red Bull a mint of money to get a Mercedes engine and to acquire one. So I think that's out of the question as well. So then, what is the answer to the solution? Well, I think there's only one team, and it's Renault. And the reason why I say Renault, because, right, look, the relationship between, yes, Red Bull and Renault didn't end well. I'm not going to kid you there. The relationship ended very sourly. And, yeah, that is going to be very, very difficult to repair, that sour relationship between, let's say, Renault and Red Bull. Don't even think of repairing it, maybe. But, here's the thing. Right now, going into the 2022 season, they have the second best engine on the grid. Would you prefer to take the best engine at a very costly price, to take the worst engine and risk and bank everything on Ferrari, really making massive strides forward, or do you want to take a engine that is, well, may not be the best, may not be the worst, but is reasonable priced and will give you a reasonable quality in return? I would prefer to go for the middle option and to bank my money in the middle. And the reason why I say that, because then at least if Renault do make improvements forward, it's only going to be good because it means, that they'll close that gap to Mercedes. Whereas with Ferrari, they're right now chasing Renault or Honda right now, and they're quite a bit off that, gap. Like, I'd say at least in engine development, we're talking a year or two for Ferrari before, they're even on a par with Renault at the most. With, Renault, we're probably talking maybe a year before they're on a par with Mercedes. So, at the end of the day, I think Renault are the best option for Red Bull going into 2022. And, I think Renault would be a decent engine manufacturer to go with for the 2022 season. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. Let me know down in the comments who you think Red Bull should partner with. And until then, have a great day. Take care. Subscribe, like the channel. See you all next time.